This is what you need to know now. Todd Blanche faces a key Senate committee vote to be President Trump's permanent Attorney General. The primary today that could determine what path Democrats take in hopes of winning back power in Washington. And the very unusual catch in the waters off New England. I'm Rachel Scott from ABC News. It is Tuesday, August 4th, and here's the big story. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche cleared a major hurdle in his bid to become the nation's top law enforcement official. This morning, the Senate Judiciary Committee voted to advance his nomination. It comes after two Republican holdouts decided to back him following a last-minute deal where Blanche agreed to rescind a nearly $1.8 billion fund that could have compensated people who claim they were targeted by the Biden Justice Department, including some January 6 rioters who attacked police that day. In the deal, Blanche also agreed to clarify that a sweeping IRS tax audit immunity deal applies to past, not future tax returns of the president, some members of his family, and also the Trump Organization. That's a move that could still benefit the president by an estimated tens of millions of dollars. Blanche's nomination now heads to the full Senate for a final vote. Staying here in Washington, President Trump is giving Iran an ultimatum. He says they have one last chance to make a deal before, quote, decapitation. The president says the first phase of a deal would reopen the critical Strait of Hormuz immediately, but Iran denies that any direct talks with the United States are even happening. Matt Rivers is in Amman.
It does seem like negotiations are ongoing between both sides, but yet again, confusion remains about what progress, if any, is being made. Trump at the White House yesterday calling this Iran's, quote, last chance to make a deal. Asked about that deal's prospects, he said, I don't know, but I want to give every last chance before decapitation. The Iranians, though, continuing to deny that direct negotiations with the U.S. are even going on, something that we should take with a grain of salt, as Iran often says that as a negotiating tactic. Trump, though, frustrated with those Iranian denials, calling their leadership, quote, unbelievably duplicitous. Now, key to any deal will be the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, but even this deal being discussed would not take it back to the free passage through the strait that was in place before the war began. For now, Iran, though, saying that they are only talking with Oman and not the U.S. about a deal to reopen that strait.
Authorities in Russia say a Ukrainian drone hit a crowded beach, killing at least 7 people. Officials say the drone crashed and then burst into flames at this resort on the Black Sea. The local governor accuses Ukraine of a deliberate strike. It's unclear what the drone was targeting. Back in the U.S., authorities in Washington state have made an arrest in connection with one of the destructive wildfires devastating the Spokane area. 700 buildings, including homes and businesses, have been damaged or destroyed. Nearly 70,000 people have been forced to evacuate. Now, a 37-year-old man is being held on suspicion of arson. Authorities say the man was seen bending down in the grass and was later found with waterproof matches and a lighter. Meanwhile, in the Northeast, more travel delays are expected as the region dries out from flooding rains. People from New Jersey to Connecticut getting trapped in floodwaters yesterday. And in Plymouth, Massachusetts, a woman was killed by this falling tree. Now to the high-stakes Senate primary in Michigan and an election that could signal the future of the Democratic Party. Voters are choosing between progressive Abdul Al-Sayed and moderate Congresswoman Haley Stevens. Al-Sayed is campaigning on Medicare for All and abolishing ICE.
ICE cannot be reformed. ICE cannot be retrained. ICE needs to be abolished.
Al-Sayed has the backing of Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Meanwhile, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer are supporting Stevens. The war in Gaza has emerged as a major dividing line. Al-Sayed has called the conflict a genocide and says Stevens has been a reliable pro-Israel vote. Stevens calls herself a proud pro-Israel Democrat and says she will not allow outside money to buy her vote.
I have been very clear, consistent, and transparent, and I have continued to be. I want to see long-term peace. I want to see a two-state solution.
4 other states are holding primaries today, including Kansas, Virginia, Washington, and Missouri. Stay with ABC News streaming all night for the results. Now to some quick hits, other big stories that we are following on ABC News. Leaders of the top artificial intelligence companies head to the White House today. They're discussing a framework for testing the cybersecurity abilities of advanced models. Executives from Anthropic, OpenAI, and Google are expected to attend. And 2 brothers reeled in a 5-foot tiger shark in Massachusetts. Experts say juvenile tiger sharks thrive in temperatures now being seen off New England. The massive shark, along with other species like black sea bass, are showing up farther north as ocean waters warm. And finally, before you go, there's still time to win the lottery. No one won Wednesday's drawing, and now the jackpot for the next Powerball grand prize will go up to an estimated $786 million, with a cash option of more than $341 million. So we took a look at the odds, and they're still about 1 in 292 million, so maybe keep that day job, but we're wishing you all good luck. And that's what you need to know. For breaking news and live updates throughout the day, check out ABC News, streaming on Disney+. New episodes daily on Disney+.